Now you know it started.
Okay.
You just said something that I was like, ooh, this. So, to answer that question just there, what you just asked was, what was the difference between how I parented before and how, before I went to Leavenworth, and then how I parent now. And you just said it, it's relationship. Because we're just saying, like, there can't be any other reason why we interact with kids the way they do apart from Holy Spirit. It's totally Holy Spirit. And then you said it's relationship. And the Holy Spirit, as you said that, went, you've always had me. And recognize it like any other parent who's a believer, who has the Holy Spirit, would go, well, yeah, but how can you say, oh, it's just Holy Spirit, and yet I can't parent that way. I have Holy Spirit. I can't parent that way. But it's relationship. So that's the difference. The Lord revealed himself to me, and I went, oh, he revealed he revealed the truth in relationship with me. He wanted relationship with me. I am your father. I want to spend time with you.
Is that really how the progression that's happened? Because I feel like the initial awakening for you was it's not works. It's faith in what I've already done.
Yeah.
And he's going, now let's get intimate.
Into relationship.
Now, but it's not, I don't know. I don't feel like it was the initial. Maybe it's just for me.
So let's go back and look at it. I went to Leavenworth, and he revealed truth, that it's not by works, it's by faith, and all I have to do is believe in what he said. And so then he opened up the scriptures to me and showed me all the promises that he's given me, all the things that he did, what the cross accomplished, and who I am, my identity in him. And then had me minister truth and meditate on truth and declare truth over myself for months. So it just became a part of who I was.
And yes, and relationship was being birthed there, because he's going,
Yes.
I've done it all for you.
Yes.
Just come to me, and
Yeah.
so it is relationship too. So
Yes, and through the declaring of truth and the ministering of truth over myself, it was in relationship with him.
Yeah.
It was going to him all the time and going, you don't think this way, so I don't think this way.
I see what you're
And Lord, I know I have your heart, so reveal your heart to me.
Yeah.
So that was cultivating relationship, even though it was, it seemed simpler than that. On my end, it was just, I'm just speaking truth over myself, but on his end, he was creating and building, growing relationship between the two of us, because he was speaking these truths over me, revealing them to me, and then having them recite them to him and myself. And so we just started talking all the time, and I was always talking with him and declaring his truth and stuff. And so it built relationship.
That's cool.
Yeah. And now it's we're shifting a little bit to, instead of just declaring truth because I need to know this, it's a part of who I am now. And now we're working more on intimacy.
I was gonna say,
because we had to get to know each other.
This is a whole nother level going on here. Yeah. Because yeah.
Well, I remember when I first came back from Leavenworth, and we were sitting here talking, and you said, you don't know how to discipline your kids anymore, do you? Because they were doing something, and I didn't want to yell, I didn't want any of that. I just didn't feel like, that's just not who I am, but there was this part where I was like, well, now what do I do? Because I don't have the drive to yell, and or whatever. And so it was just like I kind of sat there while they did stuff and went, I don't really know what to do. And you caught that and said, you can still discipline your kids. Disciplining is good. You're just not going to discipline the way you used to. So, and now I don't discipline the way that I used to. But now I've gotten a lot stronger in dealing with stuff and deal with it a lot faster than I used to. But that's because the Holy Spirit, we've been growing in relationship, and He's revealing how He disciplines me. Like, He's always talking to me when I discipline the kids. He's always talking to me, whether I do it right or not, how He does it. So I'll do something, and then He'll either confirm what I did by showing me how the Father disciplines me, or correct me in what I did by showing me how God disciplines me. And all of it is just under grace, and I just grow in it and go, oh, you're right, that's right. I see now how I was doing it out of this way, but you do it this way. Or, that's awesome, thank you, Lord.
I'm gonna have to listen to this already, because maybe it's kind of showing me maybe that there's more personal relationship going on for you than what I've realized. It's not just gaining knowledge. It's spirit knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
I know that we've gained a lot of freedom, and just to believe and walk in faith.
Yeah. Period.
Believe, walk in faith, in the abundance that He has, the storehouse. The diamonds, the gems on the grass, and on His dream, and just the how passionate He is. But it's still I'm just kind of chewing on this right now, because it still could be. I could go after these things and go and believe these things, still not totally in relationship, honestly. It's just because it's the right, it's truth.
Yeah.
But you're just, anyway.
Yeah, that's good. Guys, you know how we talked a while ago about how God as our Father, I just had this picture of like being in His workshop, and I picture my grandpa's workshop in his garage, and Him teaching us how to, we do stuff with Him, and even though it's Him, He still allows us to take part in it, and He goes, here, I'm going to give you this, and you do that. When it comes to disciplining, He's still bringing it back around to that. When if I put something together incorrectly, He goes, okay, so this is what I do here, and it's not a, or how about you try to, put this piece over here instead of right there, and see how that works. That's the way He corrects me when I discipline. Where it's still, He's always with me, and we're always doing something together. But then if I make a little mistake, He goes, okay, well, let's try it this way. This is the way that I've done it. This is the way that I do it. Do you see how I have put this together? And in that, a child who's never felt, shame or condemnation from their father would just go, oh, okay. And that's the response that I get to have, is instead of being like, I totally screwed up, and now I hurt my kids again, and now I've got to go and apologize and all of this stuff, because, and all that shame and condemnation. When He says, see the way that I do stuff with you, and then I go, oh, okay, I see. And then I correct what I need to correct in relationship here. But there's no shame or like, man, you really screwed that up. So hold on, now Holy Spirit says, hold on, now I got to fix it with your kids because you really messed with them. And so you better start praying for me to start doing a work in them because of what you just said. I've got to undo all of that. Yeah, He doesn't talk like that.
2 of your children need shirts on.
What? Well, it is the backyard, and backyard is,
Your yard.
It's our yard, and we have a clothing optional policy for kids under the age of, I guess, 7. Until Giddy turns 7.
So
No, I think, yeah. Cameron is a boy. He can have his shirt off in our backyard.
What about me? Just kidding.
As a 15-year-old girl. I'll go ahead and turn this off now.